Hi, Abraham.
Yeah.
I would like to ask if you could please help us to see our vibration energy, the aura. If we can have that exercise and maybe a little bit of explain how I can do it at home or any place, anywhere I am.
Well, we want to answer your question, and we want you to have the experience that you are asking for. But we also want to put that in the context of what we've been talking about already here today. And that is, you want the $100,000 before you start your journey. So you want to see it. You want to see it so that you can believe it. So you're asking for a manifestation that is translatable in physical terms. And we want to say to you that as you are experiencing all of this alignment, then that very likely will be part of that process along the way. But don't ask for that before you know you've got that. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Energy all around, and all of you are extensions of this powerful source energy. Esther has a friend who always sat in the back of the room. She enjoyed not only watching the energy of Abraham around Esther, but of all of you as well. She could see it dancing from you. She could see the room light up when you particularly understood something. She could see what conversations got you in the receptive mode. She witnesses the receptive mode. And she can see when there's not any receiving. She can see a person sitting in the hot seat as you are, and she can see through the energy the shutdown and lack of receiving. Even though we are really good teachers and we really know what we're talking about and we're saying all the right words, that doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to hear them if you're not in the receptive mode, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is your reason for wanting to see the energy? If you tell us fun, we'll do it. But if it is for any other reason, if it is for validation, if it is to make you trust in something that you don't trust in, then that's a different thing. In other words, it's fun to realize that there's more than is going on in this physical environment.
Mm-hmm.
At one time, Esther had a curtain made. It was very pale in color, and it was straight. There were no ruffles in it. And it was a much better environment for you to see aura. She's not carrying it now because there is a weight limit on the van, and that curtain was heavy. And so this is not the perfect environment to see it, but if you want to, you might be able to if you think it might be fun. So you get it that you are extensions of source energy and that it's always flowing. And you get it that your eyes are translators of vibration. Do you understand that you've trained your eyes to see? Esther had her driver's license renewed on Thursday, and there she was again at the infamous little contraption. And she said, "Abraham, want to go help me renew my driver's license?" So she filled out the papers, and they took her picture and thumbprints, and she filled out everything, and then they said, "Just look into there and read line 5." And Esther looked in, and line 5 was so easy to read, and the one below it, and the one below it, and the one below it, and the one below it. In other words, you have infinite ability to translate energy at all levels of your being, you see. So take a look at Esther if you want to. Anybody see any energy around? Some yes, those of you who don't are evil. So if you're looking for it, if you have glasses that you can remove, it's better to remove your glasses because your glasses are training you to look at specific physical things, and this is something that diffused vision is better at. Have you ever been moving through a room and you've seen someone move through the room in your peripheral vision, but when you look, you can't see? Well, that's because your more diffused vision is more likely to see energy because you've trained your eyes differently, and rightly so, in this physical environment. So just look in the direction of Esther, and what you may see is if there's a light shining which makes a shadow behind, It's like that, only it's not a shadow, it's light. Do you see it? You're a bit close. Do you see it?
Now I see it.
Now just goose it up just a little bit. Anybody noticing any difference?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, if you're looking with soft vision, don't look hard. If you're looking, when we move away, you still see it standing there. Did you? Again, if you didn't, there's no hope for you. This is all for fun. It doesn't mean anything. It's just all for fun. Yes? Enough?
A little bit, yeah. We did this exercise about 2 years ago, and I was back there, and I was really so clear,
Yes.
and I like it.
Yes.
And today, when you ask me why, first thing was I wanted to ask because I said, oh, and I got early to get right here in front. I can be here, and I can see better. So that was out of curiosity. The first.
It's a good thing to ask yourselves all day, every day, especially now, knowing what you know as a result of the conversation that we've had here today in this leading edge discussion. Are you determined to see the manifestations of what you want today? It's all right if you are. Or are you eager to acknowledge your unfolding along the way? What's more important to you, the destination or the journey? And we want you to understand that it's all part of all of it, and everything that you think is a destination is really only a part of the journey. Because when you get there, there's always more and always more and always more. But it's a really wonderful thing when you get that into your consciousness, that you are not looking for ending points, because when you're looking for ending points or goals to be satisfied, almost without exception, there is another side of that which says, this that I want has not happened yet. And in that awareness that the manifestation has not come, you introduce unnecessary resistance to the process. It would be like being with children or adults who are on a road trip, and every minute they're saying, how much further? How much further? How much more do we have to endure of the absence of our destination? Well, you might want to look out there. It's really beautiful. Are we there yet? I'm not looking out until we get there. I don't want to see anything until I get to where I want to be. And that's the way we love you so much. You act all the time about things that you want. I refuse to be happy until I get the thing that will make me happy. And we say, it's going to be quite a long time. Hospice will be there. Yeah. Yeah. Enough?
Yes, and thank you so much, because now I can practice a little bit more being patient with myself.
But here's the thing. Ooh, we're so happy that you stuck that word in there. Yeah. Esther says that all the time. People say, thank you for your patience. And she'll say, you have me mixed up with someone else. Patience isn't necessary if you're not looking only for the manifestation, because you don't have to be patient to be happy right now. You don't have to be patient to be eager about what's coming. You only need patience when you are in resistance. That's the only time you ever need patience. You get why? You get why? So we're not asking you to be patient. We're asking you to have knowledge that it's coming and happy for the journey that you're on the way to it, because it was never about getting there anyway. It was always about the fun that you have. So we want to give you just a picture of the way this works. So you've been living some life and experiencing some contrast just like you knew you would. And it's all good because it's clarifying. And you've launched all these rockets of desire one at a time until you have amassed a vibrational reality that is intoxicatingly dynamic and rich with potential manifestations and current realizations. It's just so wonderful what you have, each and every one of you, created. So sometimes you're still so involved in the contrast that you don't really feel the full resonance of what you've actually accomplished. But every now and again, when you first wake up, or in a wonderful, loving moment, or when your mind is just wandering, or during or after meditation, or after a good night's sleep, or after allowing yourself to be in an appreciative mode for a little while, you find yourself in the receptive mode. And when you're there, your first evidence that you are really in the receptive mode is the manifestation of good feeling emotion. You just feel good. You feel elation or eagerness or anticipation about something. It's like, ooh, I'm going to go on vacation, or ooh, I'm going to see somebody today, or something wonderful is going to happen. It's that feeling, Esther liked to call it that night before Christmas feeling of positive anticipation of something really unknown but expected it to be good kind of feeling. So there's that feeling, you're in the receptive mode. And then because you're in the receptive mode, now your thoughts are good feeling, and your memories are good feeling, and you're sort of floating in an attitude of clarity and good feeling. You feel happy with the world. You feel blessed in your moment. Maybe these are some of the things. Or you see something that maybe you've looked in the direction of many times, but it's never looked quite like that before. Your timing of looking just when the light is just right, or your timing of being just when someone else who feels like you feel is there too. These rendezvous that are not just probable, they are absolute because of the receptive mode that you are in, are happening. Your timing is so good. Everything feels like you're in flow. Ideas about what you have been wanting to do and rendezvous with those who help you do it. Someone that you've been meaning to say something to is right there and you can say it. The synchronicity of the way you're moving through life is so on point that it feels like you have this most skilled concierge in the whole world just paving your way and pointing you toward things that have mattered to you. And they happen with such proficiency and such consistency and such power when they happen that you feel so loved and so blessed and so smart and so clever and so happy and so on point and so in the flow and so. In other words, that's what it feels like. And all the time that you're feeling like that, you're not taking score about what hasn't happened or about who hasn't shown up, because so much that you do want is showing up. The universe is so capable of yielding to you multiple good feeling experiences all simultaneously. In the same way that you have the ability to stand in a moment and see and hear and smell and taste and touch all at once, you have the capacity to embrace moments through your physical senses. You've got this non-physical sensing that is so much more. You can see far down the road. You have a sensing of what the traffic is going to do around you. You have a sense of what traffic that you want to be in. You get a sense of where you want to be, when you want to be there. If you're just following your bliss, if you're just following your alignment, if you're just following this trail of breadcrumbs of never-ending wonderful things, you don't get so hung up. You don't have to be patient, because the reason you wanted that is so that you could feel like this anyway. And the fact that you're feeling like that, when that comes, when that thing that you've been wanting comes, when that person comes, or that fortune falls into your experience, or when that comes, it's not going to feel like, oh, wow, what an amazing transforming experience. It's going to feel like the next logical step, because you've already been feeling all of the things that have been leading up to that, you see. But as long as there is a need for some incredible thing to come to be in order to accomplish some of these things that we've been promising you are yours to be had now and now and now, those who are watching you will wonder how it is that you get to be like that. And you're not going to be able to explain it to them, because nobody gets it unless they're living it. And if they're living it, they're rendezvousing with you and you're reveling in it together. You are verbalizing with each other the delight and perfection of your moments together, you see. You're laughing and you're reveling in the brilliance of all of them and watching for the timing of their cleverness and not caring who says what, but just accepting the perfect mix of all of it. Humanity on this planet, everyone playing the role that they're playing, and you benefiting by every role that every one of them are playing, because you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. And because the source within you knows where you stand in every moment in relationship to everything you want, and is leading you piece by piece so that you don't miss any of it.